Good morning, everybody. And bit of news today and some things before we start gaming. So the U.S. government in the House of Congress is going to repeal Section 230, and apparently there's some bipartisan support, like a little chunk of Democrats that hates technology, and with the GOP just hating on everything and wanting to destroy everybody on its way to oblivion is going to do this. And they're not going to replace it with anything for now. It's the same thing with that border crap that they go on about. You know, we need the border. But wait, we'll wait for 6 or 7 or 8 months to fix it. You know, let's wait until Russia starts kicking the living shit out of the Ukrainians before we give them some more ammo. You know, like, what a useless government. And Biden, I gotta tell you, smarten up. Because what's making you allowed to win is that Section 230, so that people can actually do things on websites. You take that away, the website owner goes, well, I don't feel like spending all this money to police every living fucking thing. And by the way, that was an air conditioner that's on in here, so it's a little loud. So yeah, and also, I guess Microsoft's Copilot and Bing is all down today. Yeah, well, that's another part. I don't think they realize that when I go to say, you open up the Edge browser, and then I go to this prompt, which is hosted by Microsoft, and type something in that's political or criticizes somebody or could be anything that somebody else gets offended with and then wants to sue Microsoft because it is created by them and thus hosted by them. Because everything you create with these things, they get to keep as well. This is something that you don't realize, okay? It's only when you get into the commercial end of it that you own it. You get to keep it. And that costs serious money, okay? Anyway, the other part is little companies, small companies, they just won't happen. Discord will be gone. The only people that are going to profit from this are lawyers. And it just gets to the point where, fuck lawyers. I'm sorry, guys. I know some of you are lawyers and maybe you're on the good side of some things and whatnot, but it just gets to the point where the reason why some of these laws get made is so that we need fewer of you assholes so that we can actually make a buck. If nobody can make a buck, well, then you don't get to make a buck later on, too, because nobody will have any money. It's cyclical. It's like a big circle, right? I just never have seen a more useless Congress in my entire life. Ever. And you know, and you can point it at both sides of the aisle now. Okay, if they do remove this law and don't put it in a replacement, I'm in Canada, all right? We have, and a guy pointed out that under the USMC, that Section 230, we have to adhere to it up here as well to a certain amount, okay? If it's primarily an American website, but it's hosted in Canada. Okay, it would still then, by treaty, fall under Section 230. Well, if there's no Section 230, then guess what's going to fall under all of Canadian law and no longer Section 230? Rumble. Rumble will just go poof because of the hate speech laws in Canada, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and Expression. It will just, that will be gone. Okay, so these silly GOP are going to do themselves in and don't even realize it. Okay. Which is fine with me. That's why I'm kind of like, this just destroys the U.S. tech economy for them. It just shoves it elsewhere. One guy was trying to say Australia. You know, I'm going to give you a little backstory. 25, 26, 27 years ago, I was running a website for some people, hackers and whatnot, and this big pirate came to me. He didn't want to host actual pirated video games, just the files that come inside them. They're like text files that say, what the game's about and everything else. And it wasn't illegal, not in Canada. And I thought, okay, why? Well, am I gonna make money from this? He says you can run all the ads. So I was making like $500 a month in ad money off this guy back 26 years ago. Now, at one point he said, well, maybe I do want to make some money, and he says I'm gonna move the website. He says you don't want to go to the U.S. All right, they'll find a way to screw with you. So he went back to his home country of Australia and immediately, boom, gone, dead. Because they passed laws about that. Now, I'm sure those laws exist now, but the whole point was back then, you're making a buck, you're making a buck. Right? And I didn't see a problem with just hosting text files. I mean, Jesus, it was all about linking, okay? And, Australia has some really... You think the U.S. is bad for some laws. There's reasons why you never hear much about Australia in the news about anything, because it's all clamped down. There's only one guy that owns all the news over there. That's the idiot that runs Fox News. and his son, Rupert Murdoch's son, who will be the guy that maybe takes over after Rupert dies, is on the board of Tesla as well. That just tells you where all their shit's going. And I'll say this. Places like Twitter will just start getting sued left, right, and center. It will just be... yeah. It just open up the floodgates to everybody suing the living piss out of them for every stupid reason you can imagine. And having to defend that with lawyers is just going to be... It just makes the lawyers money. Like I said, the only people that profit from stupid laws is lawyers. And look at everything around Trump. It's a lawyer. Everybody around him is a lawyer. It has to be. Every part of the GOP. And they're not good lawyers either. and I just sat there on YouTube watching supposedly the head of the Philadelphia mob, who now is on YouTube doing cooking and whatever videos, yapping off about how he's got a nice picture with Trump, and look what they're doing to Trump, and you should vote for Trump and everything. And I'm like, and he says, I'm going to be here to expose all these rats. Well, here's news for you, buddy. By your own admission, when you say if you're hanging out with a rat, you are a rat. Guess what this means? Okay. Rudy Giuliani put the guys up above you away for 40, 50 years, okay? 40 or 50 years. And what's that mean, okay? When you're hanging out with Trump, that means you're one. So I don't want to hear that shit, okay? You want to come to the internet and start yakking your mouth off? We got you there, pal. That whole thing of the mafia and all these other idiots on here on YouTube, it should be blocked and banned. This would be one thing that gets removed, okay? It'd be one of those things where people start suing because they don't want to see content here and there. There'll be different laws in different states. It'll chunk things up, and it'll be such a disaster and a mess that nobody will want to use any American services anymore. All right? Wow. It's amazing. Let's just go over here for a minute. Always take whatever you can get for free. There you go. Now, here's another one, right? Like, anybody that posts something, wherever you post it to, will be liable, right? So what if people just start suing people for, posting code? Well, I don't like the fact that you posted this code or that code or that, you know, there's nothing to stop you from doing it anymore. You know, whether you succeed or not, it's just foolish. And it would depend on which jurisdiction you're in for slap laws, which is when you file a stupid lawsuit, you can get penalized for it. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. And the co-pilot thing, I don't care. You know, I'm not on Twitter right now. I don't give a flying shit. I guarantee you when it comes back up, it'll be geared towards this new reality of whatever. See, here's the thing. How are you legally going to allow me to use something like Copilot if I am able to make anything that could be construed as bad in anybody's eyes, in any law, in any jurisdiction of the U.S.? Oh, I mean, you start thinking like these crazy lawyers, and then you come up with crazy ideas, and then you're like, uh-oh. This is why they hate that law, is because it really does protect you. As bad as Musk can be, at least by and large, most of the time you can post what you want to say. You may have to word it differently. So instead of saying, you know, I wish this guy would die a painful death, right? Like all Russians. It was the last bit, I bet you. It was the inference that you should go out and hurt all Russians. That's what their idea that I was thinking, saying. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I hope all the Russians don't have a good time in life. Period. Doesn't matter if you're dead or alive or whatever. And they're not. Because when you look at how much money in a year the average Russian makes at about 14,000 US a year, us Canadians are at 56,000, 60,000 a year. I want you to think hard about that, okay? I'm on disability for a broken back at work, okay? Where I was doing overtime. And my partner didn't show up that day, and I was lifting heavy doors wrong, and it hurt my back. Well, too bad, so sad, right? Live and learn. I should have just said no, and then I would never have got overtime again. That's the way that company worked. It was that bad. A friend of mine lost his index finger one day in a bandsaw doing this one job, and I'm on light duties. They bring me over there, and they wanted me to do it without any changes whatsoever in a union shop. I just, that's it, eh? I said, there's no fucking way I'm doing that. You know what he got for that? He got $7,000. I'll miss. Maybe one will hit. Anyway, what a joke. Just what a joke, eh? That guy's going around the backside. I don't know why. Anybody else around? They're all over there, other side of the island. Can't reach them. Bunch of chickens. Excuse me. I'm not going to get any points on this one. Bloody hell. guy off. You want to play that game of cutting off people? All right. I'll push it right into the fucking... That's why I don't like this game. See? Anyway. Anyway, so yeah, time to be it's going to be one of those things where I'll have to decide also whether I decide, if they repeal Section 230, whether I bother with YouTube at all. Okay, because YouTube's going to have to come up with a whole bunch of new rules. You're going to have to police their all the content. It's going to take far longer to upload the content if they're policing it, and then the monetization part's going to have to get altered where they're going to have to make the same amount of money or more, so that it's going to take more to get monetized. So, and they'll use that as an excuse to screw everybody. It's just, the big boys don't care, and the little guys will just get screwed quick. It'll just be a wipeout. You want to know how to screw the Western economy quick? Okay? Just do this one thing, and you got her down. And I swear, if I run into a Republican out in the street, I'd probably punch him right in the frickin' head. Oh, you're conservative? Wow. This is what you people should get. Ugh. No, don't do that. But that's how I feel. Okay? You see the difference? That's what that's the kind of thing you'll get somebody sued all of a sudden, saying how they feel. Right? So you gotta say, no, don't do that. I'll do one more. It's not like I'm going to go up anything here in a while. Like, I mean, I had 60, I just got 100. Think about it. I'll probably be pink this time because I got no points. That's the thing, eh? It's a frickin' joke. Everybody's too fast. All the rest of them just run up there and shoot the other guys, and that's it. Anyway. We'll see. It's just... I don't think these morons realize the damage they're going to do with something like this. I'm just shaking my head. See, people are still... Even Musk is still liable for what you post online. The difference is that it's like a slow liability, okay? If he were to leave a post of some pedophile stuff that everybody knew about online, eventually he would get sued. They would sue the person that's doing it, and then and if they didn't remove it, then he'd be forced. Okay? That's how it kind of works. It gives the site owner enough time so that it's not a financial burden to moderate. Okay? And that you don't have to moderate everything all the time. Now here's the kicker. When I looked at the law about that, a kind of loophole is that if you are moderating everything with an AI like Musk is, and I proved that the other day. I got a 5-minute ban there on Twitter before I got the other ban, which is now, I guess, forever. Okay? It was such a ridiculous thing that once I appealed, 5 minutes later, they removed it. Which means it's not that process. The first process is automated, which means they're moderating everything, which means Section 230 shouldn't even be applying there then. Just saying. Okay, I'm gonna kill some stuff. Maybe one, maybe two. Ow. Hit him. Ah. Why does it end so fast? There's still another guy left. It's not fair. Must make more money. I don't know what's this about. Oh. Some loot boxes. Loot boxes, yay! Weirdo shit. What's that? Okay, let's see here. A lot of money. Lots of gold. What the? Lots of gold. Huh. I don't know what I could do with that. Nothing, I bet you. Oh yeah, look at that. One crate. I can't even afford it. Let's save it. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna go play the airplane game a bit. I'm up to tier 4. I'm almost at tier 5, so I'll do a video of that. Show you the first Spitfire. I love that plane. Its maneuverability is huge. Anyway, have a good one, everyone.